We got to be very physical with the lineman and fullback. Show them that we ain't here to play no games, right? This is all for my big body safeties, corners, you know what I'm saying, who set the edge. Let them know that we ain't here with all this butter nonsense. You feel me?
Sir.
So make sure we're physical with the...
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
What's up, YouTube? Before we start, make sure to smash the like button for more fire content. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Alright, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to do that real quick. Go ahead. I know you want to. You might as well. You're here already. Alright. For all the newcomers, welcome to Team Eyeland. If you haven't yet, be sure to follow Team Eyeland on the IG page. There's a lot of great content on that page, and I'm always active, so if you have any questions, be sure to DM me. We got another great one for y'all, so be sure to drop a like and let's get right into it.
Today I'll be sharing tips on how to get off a block going against a receiver. Also, I'll be sharing tips on how to set the edge going against a pulling guard, tackle, tight end, or fullback. Biggest thing, we have to be very physical and we cannot hesitate. Once we make the decision that we're going to attack the blocker, make sure we meet him at a point and be physical and make sure we hold our ground. So when we're getting off a block going against a receiver, biggest thing we got to know is if the receiver is taught to play basketball with us, right? Basically, they're going to shuffle across and use all momentum, and they're going to wall into a certain direction. Biggest thing we can do in this situation is to play games with the receiver. Meaning, as we're coming down, the receiver don't know where the ball carrier is going, right? So we're coming down, we can play games when we can fake it that the ball carrier is going inside, so we're going to squeeze a little bit. The receiver should be shuffling with us, right? And then right at the last second, we come back outside, get hands on, and maintain outside leverage. Now, the biggest thing is, as a corner, we're not going to run inside so he can wall us inside, right? If he wall us inside, ball carrier is just going to bounce it outside, that's touchdown. So we always got to remember, we always got to come outside in as a corner, make sure we get hands on the receiver, be physical, and maintain our outside leverage, right? We want to force everything back inside to where our help is at. So now when we're attacking the receiver, right, we're playing games with him, we're going inside, faking inside, come back outside, right? We want to attack the outside shoulder of the receiver, right? Because we got to maintain outside leverage, right? We attack the outside shoulder, we want to go low to high, right? So we go low, get high, get our hands on him, and back down low, right? We want to keep our feet moving no matter what, right? So once we're low, now we got to get our hands, his hands off us. So we're going to swipe and rip. And we're going to sit down. We want to sit down so we, just in case we need to make the tackle right away, right? But biggest thing we cannot do as a DB is swim move. We leave all this space wide open for the receiver to just drive us, and we lose so much power. So we want to keep it low, swipe and rip through, and then we show up to make the tackle. So now, when we're attacking the receiver, right? Remember, we're attacking outside leverage. Biggest thing is we have to get our hands on him first, right? We get our hands on him first. Here's the trick right here, right? You're gonna grab the chest plate of the receiver, right? Grab the chest plate of the receiver because you got total control of the receiver when you do that, right? We go low to high, right? We sit back down, right? Now we gotta get his hands off us, right? So what we're gonna do is either hit the wrist as hard as you can, open palm, hit it down across, right? And you wanna use this hand and rip under and over-exaggerate the rips, right? So you wanna really over-exaggerate, get it all the way up and sit back down, right? Now, if the receiver gets his hands on us first, it's going to be a little bit tougher, right? So he gets his hands on us first. Now we have to use our forearm and really punch and swipe through, right? Really hit both wrists, and we're still going to rip underneath and get underneath, over-exaggerate the rip, and sit back down to force everything back inside. So now I'm going to explain why we don't want to use a swim move getting off the block, right? So if we coming down, everything's perfect. Low to high, we get our hands on him first, right? Now, look at this. We got our hands on him, right? Now we're going to hit the wrists, right? Let's say we hit both the wrists and we swim. We're still giving the receiver a chance to get his hands back on us because now this hand is off. This hand has been hit both the wrists, and it's down, right? So he got his hands on us back. He puts his hands back on us, right? Now we lose all power, and now he's just gonna drive us. We give him all this space to drive us through, right? And that's where you're gonna end up being on the sideline next to your mom or dad, right? You don't want that to happen. So now, I wanna explain the reason why we're using the rip move, right? So now we go here, hands on him, right? Hit both the wrists. Now it's down, right? Because we're gonna turn our back. So we ripping through, now our back is towards the receiver. So now if you really want to block us, it's going to be blocking the back, right? That's a flag right there, right? So now we're going to rip through, over-exaggerate, and we sit down and be in perfect position to make a play. So now when we rip through, right, you want to rip through tight, right? You want to step and replace, right? We don't want to rip through and widen, right? Because if we widen, the receiver comes back and blocks us, right? The running back is going to cut off right off his butt and create a lane for him, right? And we basically didn't do nothing, right? So now, if we rip through, step and replace, now the running back has to run right at us, right? Instead there's no lane, we can come back and make the tackle right here. If he wants to continue bouncing outside, we could shuffle and make the tackle outside. There's gonna be some times where we as a DB is gonna have to set the edge, right? When we set in the edge, biggest thing is we want to hit with our inside shoulder and use the same leg, right? We want to keep the outside shoulder free, right? Because we are protecting the outside, right? So we want to force everything back inside. So when we're setting the edge, you got to go with the proper technique. You can't just run in there without a plan, right? So we run in, set the edge, we want to meet the block at a point, right? We don't want to wait for him to come to us, we want to meet him at a point. We meet him, we're going to use our inside shoulder, same leg, we're going to make contact with him and make sure we keep our feet moving, right? Keep our feet moving, and you want to climb. You want to climb to make sure you push the blocker back so it clogs up anything that's inside of us, and make sure if anything bounces out, we're in position to make the tackle. So when we send the edge, right, you can't be afraid of getting pancaked. You know what I'm saying? My coach used to always tell me, when we send the edge, you just got to hold it for a few seconds, right? Biggest thing is we're going to come in with the same shoulder, same leg, right? As we're coming in, same shoulder, same leg, right? Make contact, we cannot stop our feet, right? So we keep our feet moving. We want to be low and keep our feet moving, right? And we want to climb up. When I say climb up, I don't mean climb up, just run vertical up the field, right? You make contact with him, and you want to push him towards back inside, right? Force everything back inside. Make the ball carrier a tight window for him to squeeze, right? If you widen with him, it's basically you didn't do anything, right? So you want to keep everything tight, compact inside. You want to keep the outside shoulder free because you're responsible for anything that comes outside, right? So if the ball carrier bounces outside, keep our shoulder free, and we're in good position to make the tackle. So biggest thing is same shoulder, same leg, meet the block at a point, don't wait for him to come to us, and want to climb up on contact and keep the feet moving. So those are tips to help you defeat the block going against a receiver, and also tips to help you set the edge going against a pulling guard, tackle, or fullback. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.